Welcome, Scousers! So, we have a new young star. A 16-year-old boy, unknown to most people before the match against Newcastle, scores the winning goal in the final minutes. This is Rio Ngumoha, the youngest goal scorer in Liverpool's history. Is he the new Yamal or Mbappé, or maybe the next Ben Woodbum? Did you know that he was stolen from another club's academy and there is still a court battle going on for him? When he was 9, he was rated higher than Musiala. All this right now, so let's go! At the time of Rio's debut for Liverpool's first team, he was 16 years and 135 days old. This happened on January 11th, 2025 in the FA Cup against Accrington. It's the second best indicator in the club's history. The record holder remains Jerome Sinclair, who debuted in the League Cup at the age of 16 years and 6 days. However, Rio is the youngest goal scorer in the club's history. The previous record belonged to Ben Woodbum, with 17 years and 45 days. By the way, who remembers this wonder kid? Now he plays for Salford City, and Jerome Sinclair ended his career at 25. I'm sure Rio won't repeat their fate. Although, to be precise, Liverpool is not the boy's first club. Rio is the biggest theft in our club's history. But let's go in order. He was born in London and started at Chelsea's academy. His family were Nigerian immigrants, and his mother was also from Guadeloupe. So, besides English citizenship, he can also get Guadeloupean, French, and Nigerian citizenships. Little is known about his parents, but they laid the foundation for his success. They gave him education, discipline, perseverance, and ambition. The key influence on him came from his older brother and mother. His brother James was his first coach. He trained the boy for 4 to 5 hours a day. Hard work and strictness. The brothers often argued, but Rio's future coaches noted that thanks to James, the boy is where he is today. At the age of 7, Rio joined Chelsea's development center, where he was coached by Thierry Bobby. Even against older opponents, Rio dominated, showing two-footedness and the ability to control the game. In 2016, at the age of 8, he officially became part of Chelsea's academy in Cobham, where he spent the next 8 years. Coach Saul Isaacson-Hurst, who worked with him at the U9 level, calls Rio an exceptional player who surpassed everyone, including talents like Jamal Musiala and Tino Livramento. Chelsea legend John Terry predicted a great future for him and personally mentored the boy. However, due to Chelsea's new selection and transfer policy, Rio realized he had little chance of breaking into the first team. So when Liverpool made an offer, he gladly accepted. Rio knew about the Reds' traditions and their experience developing young players. Liverpool even changed their youth salary policy for Hgumoha, offering him the biggest contract among juniors, from £26,000 to £52,000 per year instead of the standard £8,000 to £13,000. Chelsea offered twice as much, but Rio chose to play for Liverpool. The transfer fee is still unknown, not because it's secret information, but because there is still a tribunal going on about the compensation amount. This shows how much Liverpool wanted this player. As BBC experts note, Chelsea were furious about losing such a talent, but quickly forgot about him, signing dozens of new players. That's how the boy from London ended up at Liverpool in the summer of 2024. Salah and Andy Robertson, team leaders and legends, personally helped the boy adapt to the first team. 6 months after the transfer, he debuted for the first team, and 7 months later, he scored his first goal in an official match. And it was the winning one. It's a dream debut for him, said Captain Virgil van Dijk in an interview with Sky Sports. I'm very happy for Rio. I told him, this is just the beginning. He needs to stay humble, but also enjoy it because nights like this can't be taken for granted. And what were you doing at 16? Serious talks about Hgumoha began after Liverpool's summer preseason, where he scored 2 goals and made an assist. Arne Slot carefully but confidently involved the boy in the game. In the preseason, he performed well against Yokohama, Milan, and Athletic. In these matches, he showed all his best qualities. He doesn't just run around the pitch mindlessly. He always positions himself high and wide. He stretches the opponent's defense. When he gets the ball, he launches attacks, using his agility to sharpen the game. Everyone saw that Rio fits perfectly into Slot's system with its fast transitions and effective attacking play. He can play as a left winger, essential attacking midfielder, or on the right flank. But he is best suited for the left wing, where with his right foot, he becomes a classic inside forward. Thanks to his speed and technique, Rio easily cuts inside, delivering passes or shooting himself. His goal against Newcastle shows this. He positioned himself wide, near the touchline, but as the attack developed, he moved toward the center while keeping the nominal width. In the half space, he received the ball and shot with his right foot. Rio is the perfect replacement for Luis Diaz, who moved to Bayern. This is not just words. Liverpool and Arne himself believe in their player. Rio scores excellently for his age. Slot said, "The power of his shot. You rarely see that in a 16-year-old boy. I heard someone in the dressing room say afterward, I would have controlled the ball first, then shot. He's very confident and I like that. But we must remember he's only 16. He probably still has to learn, but if you're 16 and you can influence the game like that, it definitely deserves a compliment," said Arne Slot after the friendly against Milan. He doesn't have Diaz's experience or physicality. Rio isn't yet 100% ready physically, which is critical for the Premier League. Right now, he's perfect as a substitute for Cody Gakpo in the final minutes to wear out defenders. The boy has explosive speed and is one of the fastest players on the team. But the main thing is that he controls the body at speed. At this level, he averaged 10+ dribbles per match, masterfully changing directions and using tricks. Despite his height, he has quite a solid build. Of course, he is still far from Mane or Diaz, but come on, he's only 16. If he gains muscle and becomes stronger, it will be an explosive combination. Mane's and Diaz's speed, Coutinho's technique, and Gakpo's versatility. Let us know in the comments who Rio reminds you of the most. The main thing is that he doesn't repeat the fate of another academy graduate, Michael Owen. He also debuted early and quickly became a key player, but because of overloads, his body couldn't handle it, leading to many injuries in adulthood. So, it all depends on the coaching staff and Rio himself. He needs to be protected. Rio faces serious competition for every position. On the left, he has the biggest chances because there is only Gakpo. However, Arne Slot said he plans to use words on the left as well. So the Wonderkid will be an explosive joker at the end of matches, like against Newcastle. In the center, Words and Szoboszlai. On the right, Salah again, and a bit of Chiesa. Rio can also play here, changing the game with his right foot and his productive dribbling. This is a backup in case of an emergency with Salah. By the end of the summer, the new attacking signings are possible, which will further reduce Rio's chances. ESPN experts report that coaches see Hgumoha as a potential box-to-box player, like Desiree Doué at PSG. He plays as a winger, but Luis Enrique sometimes uses him in central midfield. This is a great option that would add speed and dominance to Liverpool's midfield, but it requires specific training and preparation. So, most likely, Rio won't get as much playing time as he would like. Jamie Carragher, after the game with Newcastle, said, Luis Diaz left and Rio challenged Cody Gakpo on the left flank. It seems like Liverpool will have to replace Luis Diaz, but what do you do when you have such a young player? Liverpool's management will definitely consider this when deciding what to do next week, because when someone has such an impact as a young player, it's not enough anymore. That's why it's important to turn off emotions and remember that he's only 16. He needs to develop naturally and gradually so as not to repeat the fate of Michael Owen or another young stars. Right now, we have a potential new Yamal or Mbappé, but we shouldn't put pressure on the boy. Let him follow his path and become a star when the time comes. Friends, we gave it our all, sharing our thoughts. Now it's your turn. Tell us what you think about Rio this season. What are your predictions? Let's build our Liverpool YouTube community together, as strong as Anfield on a match day. We create top content about the most legendary club in the world for you, so you share your thoughts, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, you'll never walk alone. Bye bye!